Okay guys, we are going to be talking about the drug cartels and why the drug war is just absolutely insane. If you haven't watched my video before, I made a video titled Why the Drug War is a Sham. You should watch that to familiarise yourself with this video. So yeah, so like I said, the drug war was declared by Reagan in the 1980s and led to a prophecy of doom. More drugs, stronger drugs, bigger gangs, richer criminals, larger abundance of guns and weapons. It really was a failed policy. This war has been going on since the 70s. That's a 40-year-old war. Wars are no longer the guys in blue fight the guys in red and then there's a clear winner and it's over and done with. Wars are now of special interest and of political control. It's a war on competition which just leads to a huge quagmire like the war on terror. And now that the globalists control everything, so yeah. Now the drug wars are more prominent in the Americas, as when marijuana was banned in the States, it grew in warmer and southern climates, which made weed an easy drug to smuggle since it grew naturally in southern America. However, with the slowing process with weed legalization, the cartels have moved on to another natural ingredient, the coca plant, used to make crack cocaine. It really is just making money off what you got, and since it grows there, why not sell it and get rich off Mother Nature? So, now the cocoa plant is grown in Colombia, making it the factory of the drug trade. Mexico is then the land bridge with the Americas, making it, and with the United States being the marketplace. So you've got a factory, transportation, and market. So yeah, that's a triangle there. But the bridge region really is where all the action is. However, these drug cartels aren't just street junkies under a bridge during a cold night at 2 a.m. looking like hobos. These cartels actually have political power in Mexico. They get money, you know. Drugs meant they can bribe the police that are supposed to be arresting them, and the judges that are supposed to be testifying against them. In fact, even the Mexican Parliament is behind it, and in cahoots with the American government as well, taking a monopoly. However, the Americas went on to dominate the crack and coke industry, leaving the cartels in Mexico to switch to the crystal meth boom. So the American market, the American CIA started dominating crack cocaine that the Mexicans, in order to compete, started doing, making crystal meth basically. And that's why we have the crystal meth boom. Why? Because crystal meth cartels, basically, I tripped up on myself, sorry. Crystal meth is easy. It's made out of lighter fluid and batteries, stuff that can be bought from a dollar store. This boom has led to huge profits from the cartels, and although the cartels control Mexico, there are still many insurgents who play on both sides, working for the state and selling side by side. So El Chapo made this mistake, and look what happened. However, also being in cahoots with the government meant he managed to escape jail twice. But the people of Mexico are tired of the drugs being brought to the streets, their children dying from these drugs, people getting caught in the crossfire by drugs and guns. So the Mexican people have set up a vigilante group, because the government won't do anything, because the government are the cartels. So yeah, Donald Trump won't say anything against that, because cartels are on the side of the government. The vigilantes catch them, but the cartels bribe the officers and they're let out on bail within 24 hours anyway. So, without a court date, America on the other side are setting up vigilante groups, but this is more of a racist rednecks who want to kill Mexicans using drugs as an excuse on the border. There are another drug trade called the Golden Crescent, in which the Americans control. This is more opium based and is accessible in Afghanistan, Vietnam and Indonesia. Going into the Asian market, the Taliban managed to eradicate drugs, but as soon as the Americans got in there, the heroin rates skyrocketed, because in Islam it's against drug usage is against Islam. But then as soon as the Americans took over Afghanistan, the heroin rates skyrocketed. Also with the lithium that they were going to extract at the same time. So, but if I was in a position of power, like if I was one of these poor Mexican vigilantes who just wanted to stop this endless 40-year-old war that's never gonna end, like, you can't battle it economically, like you can't use sanctions between the Latin American countries to prevent flow of goods. However, that interferes with other means of trade, like agriculture industry. You can't invade Mexico either, as then a foreign entity entering may cause the vigilantes who are competing to unite with the cartels, and the vigilantes may even unite with the cartels as well because they don't like occupation. Regime change didn't work in the Middle East and it won't work in Mexico. Also, a war would lead to high poverty and people being attracted to more drugs in order to make money or deal with depression. The only solution I can think of is legalize marijuana, LSD, acid, mushrooms, non-lethal drugs to cut their profit. Stop the flow of chemicals used to make these drugs, or regulate it like lighter fuel and batteries, you know. But the same, so yeah, that's just my view on it, so yeah. And also, I think the cartels do it to be in a gang, they don't, and to be cool and edgy. Maybe if we give these cartels military roles, they can be able to release some of their aggression in that and put their aggression into productivity. So yeah, because there's a lot of drugs, there's a lot of depression, there's a lot of unemployment, there's a lot of hopelessness. So what I'm saying is, how I would deal with it is just total decriminalisation of drugs to stop these criminals in the picture you're seeing making extra money, in which they'll make extra killing. So yeah, hopefully there can be peace. Peace can only be achieved by smoking a bowl, so remember that. See you later.